Everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another process video. Today is Monday and it's all about stash bashing. Megan and I are joining you once again with a new project with our little mini kit. And if you're just now joining us and wondering what this series is about, we picked 10 items in our scrapbooking room. It didn't have to be just one piece of paper because we are definitely making 3 projects with it, but it had to be 10 variety items. So there was a couple enamel dots. I consider that one package. As far as paper, I picked I think 6 or 7, and I consider that as one item as well. So 10 items, but just a small enough kit to get you through 3 projects. And our goal is to really truly stash bash our inventory to get those things that we just want to get used up and onto our project. So the first thing I had, I will definitely try to remember this, but I grabbed my L Studio tags, and I'm going to try to remember, if you are just now joining us, to make sure to put the link up above so that way you can see the kit that I had created for myself. But in this kit, I had L Studio's Camera collection. It's back from 2013, and unfortunately there wasn't a whole lot of variety. It's pretty much all pattern print paper. So, you know, tags, journaling tags of different sizes, different shapes, and a few pattern papers. And so I really, in a couple of frames as well. And they're all made from paper, so I didn't have a whole lot of variety such as enamel dots or any type of brads or anything. So I had to kind of get creative with this. And so I knew I had so many of these tags that you see right here that I needed to create kind of like a background like I did with my first one. And I thought of this T design. Now I know this is going really quick and you're probably going, whoa, like you did this all in like a few minutes. No, that's not true. I actually was playing around with this because this kit is kind of a challenge for me because I don't have a whole lot of variety. And another thing that made it a challenge is the colors that are in the kit is something that I don't have a whole lot in my stash. So I'm very limited, and I thought, you know what, why not make a design? I remember Pink Fresh had some type of like design of rectangles kind of going down. It wasn't this size, and it definitely was a whole different look. So I thought, well, why don't I do that with my tags? And I kind of created this, like I said, T design, and then I'm using the 3 photos to go across. And I really like this. And at first I thought I was going to use those tags to house my title, and I was going to stamp on it. And then I was like, you know what, everything's going to be on this, you know, this T and nowhere else on the page. And I definitely didn't want that. So I decided to journal on the tags. Now each journaling is a different story. Not really a different story, but a different prompt. I kind of let the tags guide me in what I wanted to tell, but that reflected all about these photos. And so, you know, you see a picture of my son. I talked about his favorites. And so when I saw that first tag with the numbers, I thought, that's perfect. Then the next one said, my favorite thing about you. And it was all about him and getting cuddles, which you see him cuddling his dad. He's, you know, on his shoulders. He's hugging his face. You know, it's a very common, you know, thing for a child to do is hold their dad's face, right, to feel secure. And then the one that says, this is awesome, I thought about talking about him being on his dad's shoulders, how he absolutely loved it. And then the one that says special notes is kind of how we would always go to this park that was behind our house, which is where we're at that day. And so, like I said, I let the tags kind of journal the story, but like I said, it all kind of goes together. So once I was done with that, I just felt like I needed something more. So I went back to my kit and I had these enamel dots, and I had green ones and I had a different shade of blue, and they weren't really what I needed for this layout. Now that's one thing about this series is I put the enamel dots not because I was going to definitely use those ones maybe for one layout, but just to remind myself that, hey, I want enamel dots. I don't need to grab every single one because I'm not going to know what color I'm going to need, but it's just a reminder that yes, I definitely want to try to stash bash also my enamel dots. So I grabbed the colors that I needed, and the funny thing is the enamel, or not the enamel, the Doodlebug ones that are the round ones really needed extra adhesive, but those my mind's eye ones, which you're going to see me cringe right here, because I forgot after the whole hashtag ordeal that once they go down, they are stuck. And so at first I was like, no, no, do not rip the page, do not rip this tag, because my tag's already glued down. I cannot go back or try to, I mean, I guess I could try to repair whatever would be ripped, but thank goodness it did not. But like I said, those My Mind's Eyes ones definitely do not need any extra adhesive. Now that arrow one I did kind of move around a few times, so it really didn't have much stickiness to it, but that hashtag, once it was down, which was okay because it ended up working out good. It's hashtag amazing, which, you know, for any child, I think being on their dad or mom's shoulder is pretty amazing. They're high up, they're getting a whole different view of what the world looks like from, instead of, you know, 2.5 feet up off the ground. So I can only imagine that is probably what goes through, you know, any child's mind of like, whoa, this is what it looks like up here. So I like that. And then I thought definitely wanted to use this arrow that said high five, and I thought about using that one, and I'm going to try it out, but then I end up kind of moving on to something else. So I'm kind of just seeing what I had in my cut apart sheet. Knew I was limited on the colors. Again, it was just, you know, is it going to work for what I needed? I thought about using the one that says love your, and it said blank, but I kind of already talked about that. So I kind of set that off to a side because I'm just not sure. Like I said, I had pretty much the basic design of what I wanted, but didn't know the rest. And that is how I pretty much scrapbook, which is why it kind of takes me a while of just, where am I going? I go with a total blank slate of no idea where I'm going to go, and I kind of just let the products guide me. So I thought about using those circle ones, tags, and I just felt like it was too much. It just kind of didn't flow, almost like I was forcing myself. I do like that circle one that had the date, and I just, yeah, I'm looking at the rest of them, and I just felt like it just wasn't going, wasn't flowing. And so now I'm like, okay, what can I do? There's my title. It says You and Me. Now this has a lot of words, you know, on the tags, on the stickers that you're about to see. So I really wanted to keep the title simple, and I felt like the You and Me was perfect because it's just him and his dad. Now the one thing I will say that I kind of wish I thought about a little bit more, just to kind of give you a little bit of my style as far as journaling, I do try to write not in past tense. I write as if I literally am writing on that day I took that photo, which obviously can't happen because he was, you know, 2.5, I think, at the time. And so I always write as if, like I said, it was that day, and I didn't think about it, but I put You and Me. But when I'm telling a story, it's obviously me doing all the journaling. So I'm talking about him and his dad, which, I mean, it isn't much of a big deal. It doesn't need to be perfect. I had to let it go and just say, oh well. But I probably would have picked a different title. Now the next, I felt like it was very heavy on the right hand side, but not so much on the left. And I really didn't have much room to play with without looking, I don't want to say too cluttered, but maybe too busy, but I needed to have some balance. Now my friend Christina Soray, who owns, or Sorgay, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's the owner of the Not So Secret Kit Club. She always tears and has like backings for her paper, and I've never done it. So you can totally tell that I didn't do it because I ripped it and it's very distressed looking, and I staple it, and then I put some glue in the back to hold the paper, and it was like too far away. It wasn't enough, so then I took my finger, I smeared it like it was butter, and then now I adhered the paper. And honestly, it doesn't look bad at all. But one thing I am actually liking is how it kind of looks like that it's almost like bricks in the background. So it kind of brings, you know, together the tearness. Then you have that one tag that I kind of made my own journaling tag, which is the hashtag amazing, because that's the pattern paper that you see there. So that really wasn't a true journaling tag. And then I'm going to create one on the other side. Now the funny thing is, after I washed my hands, I'm like, you know, what if I take scissors and do it that way? Well, the scissors works, but it comes out as a clean look, which didn't match the distressed. So then I'm taking my scissors and I'm trying to like distress it, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm like, it's gonna be fine. It's not a big deal. So then I grabbed another piece of that paper. I'm gonna have the word good times showing, and I like that. And that definitely offered a lot more balance. Now I'm gonna go back to needing something on the left. I am gonna put the title. The title is gonna be above the photo. right in there next to the top journaling tags. But then when I go back to, I still just wanted something more on the left, and I didn't know what. I definitely knew I didn't want to use that high five, so I ended up looking on my workspace, and it just so happens that I had these really, really old My Mind's Eye stickers, and it says, "You are the best, you make me so happy," and they end up matching perfectly. So I'm like, boom, done. I'm gonna have those on the side. So you see me there grabbing it. They're not really sticky, so I definitely have to add more adhesive, but I just like that. It then kind of offers some movement going to like also to the left. Now when I'm done, I'm thinking I'm done. I believe I waved to you guys. I'm like, you know what, it's good. This is perfect. And I like everything that I see. So I go and I take photos, and then I'm like editing my photos. And when I came back in my room, I'm like, oh, I never used that one sticker that says Best Bud. So you're not going to see that here during my filming, but you will definitely see in the close-up. And that's it, guys. This layout I'm calling done. So this is my second project. I still have quite a bit of those tags and cut aparts that I need to use up, but my next project is going to be a project live, and I might even throw in a bonus, which is going to be a traveler's notebook spread. And then yeah, so I cannot wait. All right, everybody, thank you again for joining Megan and I do hope that you are enjoying this series, and if you're new to my channel and you are liking what you see, definitely hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you over here. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye.